Are you guys ready to learn some facts that you might not know by just watching the edited TV show of American Ninja Warrior? Well, you've come to the right place. This is 10 facts that you might not know by just watching American Ninja Warrior. So I was on the most recent season of American Ninja Warrior, season 13, and I learned some awesome things that I did not know before going on the show, and I'm going to share some of those with you today. And let's get right into it. The first fact that I want to share with you guys is that you don't get to try any of the obstacles. A lot of people think that some or all of the competitors get to try the obstacles on American Ninja Warrior, but that is not the case whatsoever. Basically, you get to go to the course and you get to see the obstacles, but you don't get to touch them whatsoever until it's your turn to run. When you do run, that's the first time you get to try the obstacles, but there is no practice allowed beforehand. I know a lot of hardcore fans of the show definitely know this fact, but a lot of people who are maybe casual viewers think that some or all competitors get to try the obstacles, but that's not the case at all. And I think it adds a little bit of an extra challenge to American Ninja Warrior, and it wouldn't be the same if we got to try it beforehand. Having no practice on the obstacles and having to figure them out as you do it is a huge part of the American Ninja Warrior show and sport. So yeah, that's one fact that you might not know. So we do not get to try the obstacles, but our second fact goes along with that. We get what's called a course walkthrough before we run, and basically that is when they take us through the course. They tell us what is allowed, what's not allowed on each obstacle, and it's really nice to like hear the rules for it, because otherwise you could get disqualified on something that you wouldn't want to. So hearing the rules is extremely important. So yeah, we do get a course walkthrough before we run, and during the walkthrough, after they explain the rules, they also have people demoing the obstacle, which is just how like they have a tester go through the obstacle and show you it, which is also really helpful to see it in action. But yeah, you do not get to touch it at all, but you do get to see it, which is nice. And if it's an obstacle like ring chaser, for example, they would demo it both ways, if you caught it and if you dropped the ring, just to see any situation that might happen. So yeah, you do get a course walkthrough before you run. The third fact that I want to share with you guys is that the obstacles, they look so much bigger in person. It is crazy. Like, you think when you watch the show the obstacles look big, but I remember in particular overpass and air surfer in the qualifying round looked huge, and I mean huge, you guys, like abnormally huge. Like, I looked up and I'm like, that's how tall the obstacles are. You see it on TV and you think they look big, but no, air surfer was so high off the ground. Same thing with overpass. I remember doing the obstacles and I kind of looked down for a second, then looked back up and I'm like, I'm pretty high up, but you don't really think about it because, you know, you're focused on the course. But after, when you watch it back, the obstacles are so big and it does not come through the TV screen. It's crazy, guys. They are huge. So the fourth fact that I want to share with you guys is that you don't walk to set, you don't drive to set, but a shuttle will take you to set. So basically, they'll gather all the ninjas in the hotel that we're staying at, and then we'll get on a shuttle and drive the set in that shuttle. But I gotta say, those shuttle rides are the scariest thing of all time, because of how nervous you are. Basically, like when you're on the shuttle ride, you are so nervous because you're like, what's gonna happen? What's the course gonna be like? Because you don't know anything about the course until you get there. So you're thinking about what the course is gonna be like. You're like, am I gonna do well? Am I gonna fall? There's so much to think about on those shuttle rides, you guys. It is crazy and so nerve-wracking. So I'm always trying to listen to music to like get out the nerves. Never works because, you know, it's very nerve-wracking, but that's okay. Yeah, those shuttle rides are so nerve-wracking just because like of the fear of the unknown. But then when you get to set, everything calms down. But yeah, that's another fact that you might not know. The fifth fun fact that I want to share with you guys kind of ties into what I was just talking about, but it's that the hardest part of the show is not the physical part, but it's the mental part. I feel like if us ninjas were put into a Ninja Warrior gym with these same obstacles, we would be able to complete them like it's nothing. But when you're on American Ninja Warrior, it's a big different story. You have already gone through the whole TV process of everything that we need to do beforehand, and it's such like a big dream for all of us. The lights are shining in our face. The obstacles are the most high quality and best designed obstacles that you could ever have. You're over a giant pool of water that if you fall into it, you're gonna get soaked. There's a lot of pressure when you're on those obstacles, and it's a lot different from just a normal competition in a gym. And I think that us ninjas are totally talented enough. Most of us are talented enough to clear all the stages, but all the pressure that comes with the big lights and the big pools of water definitely adds a big part to it. So the show, the hardest part of it is the mental aspect, which you guys might not know. So the sixth thing that I want to share with you guys is that you can hear Matt and Akbar talking while you're running the course. So a lot of people think that you can only hear them when you're up on the warped wall, or that you can't hear them at all. But no, they're actually talking while you run. Like while I was on Pretzel Twist, I remember that I could hear them super well. When you get close enough to them, you can hear exactly what they're saying, which is pretty awesome. I know Vance Walker, he talked to either Matt or Akbar, I forget which one, during his run, and he responded to them, which was so funny. And a lot of people thought that was edited, but no, that actually happened in real time, which is really awesome. And yeah, once you get up to the warped wall too, you can have real conversations with them, like face to face, which is also a lot of fun. But yeah, a lot of people don't know that while you're running, you actually can hear what Matt and Akbar are saying. So the 7th fact that I want to share with you guys is that stage 2 is over one giant pool of water, and I mean it's huge. So every other stage has breaks in between each obstacle, or maybe there's 2 obstacles that are linked, but there's never one giant pool under it. There's always platforms in between to break it up. But on stage 2, there was no platforms to break it up. All the platforms are elevated in the air, and it is one giant pool of water. Guys, you walk alongside that pool. I remember walking alongside it and just thinking, is this ever gonna end? The pool is huge, and I mean huge, like even bigger than it comes across on TV. Just like the obstacles, the pool is even bigger than you could ever imagine. So yeah, you guys, how big the pool is really adds another intimidation factor to stage 2, and you don't want to go swimming in it though. So the 8th fact that I want to share with you guys is that stage 1 is so long that you can't see the end from the starting line. On every other course, you can see the ending. On qualifying, you can see the warped wall. In semifinals, you can see the spider trap. Stage 2, you can see the falling shelves from the start. And stage 3, you can see flying bar. Obviously, on the rope, you can see the top because you're just looking up. But on stage 1, you cannot see the final climb tower from the start. And that's how long the course is. It really proves how much cardiovascular strength you need for that. You need to be super well versed in the cardio realm at least. And also, certain obstacles go sideways, like the tire run, so it's even extra length than you would think. That course is so long, and you can't even see the end from the start, which proves how long the course really is. Again, does not come through the television screen. The 9th fact that I want to share with you guys is that you don't get any chalk or anything to help your hands while you're on the show. And I love chalk. I train with chalk all the time. So when I found out that you couldn't use chalk on the show, I was actually genuinely nervous because I only trained with chalk, only, for my entire ninja career. I never even thought about not training with chalk, and I always competed with chalk too. So what I started doing was I started training without chalk, and I even did a couple competitions without chalk to get used to it because I wanted to be prepared for the show. And now I'm able to train with or without chalk, so the show definitely helped me in that realm. I'm comfortable doing it either way now. But yeah, I was nervous at the start, but now it all ended up working out. And having no chalk definitely makes some of the obstacles harder too. They are pretty grippy on the show, but you know, having no chalk when you're used to it is pretty tough. And the 10th fun fact that I want to share with you guys, the final fun fact, is that while we're on the trips for competing as well, we get to do interviews and other cool shots, like where we get to like cross our arms and like look all cool and stuff, and like then we get to smile, and like we get to do all the different types of shots. When you see those shots of us with our names behind our screen, obviously you know about these, but yeah, we get to do those as well, and they're so much fun to do, you guys. The ones that are my favorites are where like there's a big name behind me and I like get to pose in front of it. That one is so fun. And also the interviews are a ton of fun, getting to talk about just basically your life and talk to them about what you're doing and what your story is for the year. It's really awesome, and it's another part of the show that you don't really see, but it only comes out in the finished product. It is a huge part of the show, and it's one of my favorite parts. Honestly, competing is great, but I also love the interview and shots portion of it. It's so much fun. So that's it, you guys. If you enjoyed learning 10 fun facts about American Ninja Warrior that you might not know, please make sure to like and subscribe. You want to see more facts, let me know. If you want to see more videos like this or any types of videos, honestly, just let me know in the comments. My subscribers, I know you guys are smart, so just let me know what you think I should post down in the comments. Also, speaking of subscribers, let's get to 10K subscribers because, you know, why not? I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.